Welcome. Curse of Chucky was released in 2013 and was directed by Don Mancini. It stars Brad Dourif and Fiona Dourif and is about Chucky getting revenge on people who wronged him when he was still human. So I failed to mention this in Seed of Chucky in my cons, but I want to say it here because it's something that I want to list in the pros, which is Don Mancini as a director. Now, Don Mancini is the creator of Chucky. He is the one who thought of the whole idea of Chucky and basically made the doll that we know and love today. But he never directed any of the movies, and his directorial debut was with Seed of Chucky, and in that movie, it's all over the place, everything, and yeah, it's Seed of Chucky. But in Curse of Chucky, and we're just starting right off the bat with some pros, and then I'll kind of talk about some thoughts and feelings regularly without pros and cons. Something I really love is how his direction gets better in this movie. You can see how he's grown as a filmmaker, and I think that's why it took, I think it was 8 years or 9 years from releasing Seed of Chucky to the release of Curse of Chucky. You could really see the growth that he had, and I automatically think of the dinner scene in Curse of Chucky where something happens and, you know, we really don't want to know what is going to happen to a character or who it's going to happen to. So what they do is they spin the table, well, I mean Don Mancini. Don Mancini spins the table around and spins the shot around, and you see the characters all move into different seats, and then they choose a different one, and then they get up and walk somewhere else. And it's kind of like Russian roulette with this specific thing. And it is just such a great shot, and I think that scene alone just shows how much Don Mancini grew as a director. Now, moving past Don Mancini as a director, let's just talk about Curse of Chucky. Now, I originally really liked this movie and would have put it top 2 or top 3 all time. Now, after rewatch, I'm not sure if I'd put it top 3. I don't want to say I think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think I saw more flaws with it the second time that I watched it that I didn't see the first time. And we'll talk about that with the pros and cons. So my first pro that is the greatest thing about this movie, the greatest strength, is Nika. She is an amazing final girl and female protagonist for us to root for. There's just so much to her character that we love about her, and I think she is so great. And I think Fiona Dourif is fantastic as Nika. She does such a great job portraying her. And it's kind of funny because the person who plays Nika, Fiona Dourif, is actually Brad Dourif's daughter. So, little fun thing there if you want to think about her father trying to kill her in a series with a doll. That probably leads to some awkward family conversations. But yeah, like I was saying, Nika, absolutely fantastic. I mean, she's no Andy Barclay, but who could be Andy Barclay? She's definitely the second best protagonist that we've had in this movie. And we're just throwing Jesse and Jade all the way to the side because they are awful. I don't want to see them again, although I really do like Bride of Chucky. Don't want to see them again. In terms of other pros that I have with it, it's the growth in Don Mancini's directing. Like I said, with the Russian roulette. I think of another shot later on in the movie where... Oh, this is a spoiler. Okay, we're going to have a spoiler warning right here. So, big spoiler warning. We're going to have alarms blaring, you know. Tina's going to have huge letters on the screen right now, so get out while you still can at this part. And Tina will put a timestamp of when the spoiler is gone, okay? Here we go. So this part I really love in the movie. Chucky, of course, is Chucky that we know and love now. He's no longer kind of acting like a doll and saying kind of like the face that he does. And he's been attacking Nika, and, you know, Nika just fought him. And we get this shot where Chucky kind of brings himself back together and starts pushing Nika in her wheelchair. And we see him running across the floor, and then he rams her into the railing and she basically just falls down like this huge like story, I guess. It's probably one story that she fell down. And just the shot of that happening is so great. And it fading to black, then coming back onto her, and you could see some blood on like the black and white tile. And then they move, like, pan the shot to her on the ground, and you see kind of a little bit more blood coming out. That is an amazing shot. I absolutely love that shot. I probably didn't explain it the best because I get excited thinking about it. But I love that shot in the movie. So my con that I have with this movie, and I really have one big con, and it's how it retcons a lot of stuff from the previous movies. And by that, it kind of changes the story of Charles Lee Ray, and it kind of makes Eddie a pointless character. I think that's his name. I don't remember if that's his name. Tina, look it up if the driver was Eddie. And you can write on the screen yes or no if it wasn't, and I'll just find out after the review. But why does he have a getaway driver if he was doing what he says that he was doing in this movie? Because we're not spoiling anymore. There's just things like that they retcon from the first few movies. They're disappointing. I mean, you didn't have to do that. You could have still had the stuff from the first movie, the second movie, the third movie. You didn't have to retcon that much. And they feel the need to retcon a lot. And I wasn't for it. That's really the biggest issue that I have with this movie, because I love what happens in the first movie, the second, the third. I love the story. I love the character. Well, I don't like him as a person, Charles Lee Ray, like his character, but I like how I like how he's portrayed and basically how scary he is and his story. They retcon it and kind of changed it a little bit. I don't know. I really wasn't for the retcon that they had with his character. Well, not for his character, but that they do with his character. And there's one more con that I do want to mention, in that the movie gets pretty CGI dependent in some shots, and you could automatically see when it becomes those CGI moments, but it really didn't take me out of the movie. It was more so the retcons that I really disliked. So, overall, I'd give this movie a 4.75 out of 10. And on an enjoyment scale, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. And I would recommend it if you watch the rest of the series. If you haven't, well, honestly, if you haven't, then this is a pretty good one to watch, because it retcons a lot of stuff from the previous movie. So, this one would be a good one to watch if you want to just start randomly somewhere. So thank you everyone for watching this review, and be on the lookout for more reviews in the future. Spiral is coming up. I am so excited for it. I hope you guys are excited for it. It's going to be a great video. Hopefully it's good. If it's bad, then I'm going to be really sad, and I might just crap talk the entire movie if I don't really like it. So be on the lookout for that. But let's flash forward to the next review.